Bombshell evidence coming out of the first public impeachment hearing in the Trump-Ukraine scandal. William Taylor, the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine, revealing one of his staffers overheard a phone call with the president asking Ambassador Gordon Sondland about the investigations in Ukraine. That staffer, David Holmes, now scheduled to testify before House investigators tomorrow. But if you happen to be watching the Fox News pro-Trump shows, you barely heard about it. CNN's chief media correspondent Brian Stelter explains why.
Watching Fox News in prime time is like watching one of President Trump's dreams come true.
So day one of this impeachment farce.
It was such a disaster.
A triple-fold disaster for the Democrats.
A complete and utter disaster for Adam Schiff.
It was a Schiff show.
Elsewhere, news outlets reported on the explosive testimony. But on Fox, the president won, the Democrats lost, and the show's over. Even though the impeachment hearings are really just beginning.
It's boring.
Flat out boring.
And what about the witnesses?
A bunch of professional nerds.
Two homeless guys.
They look like people who sat by themselves at recess.
It was kind of boring to watch on television.
Veteran diplomats with impeccable credentials denigrated as homeless guys. Serious hearings dismissed as boring. That's how Fox World works. So it's no wonder why the president loves these shows.
Well, the media went completely bonkers today.
Bonkers for covering new revelations about Ukraine? Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity both complained about that. They led the president's merry band of media defenders, telling Trump he's not in trouble.
The Republicans had a great day all the way around.
But Hannity also said the impeachment inquiry needs to be stopped right now.
This circus, this sham, this charade, honestly, for the sake of the country, should be shut down immediately.
A legal, constitutional process being attacked as a circus. And also on the attack, Eric Trump.
And no one was watching it. No one cares. This isn't going to change one person's mind.
3 million people watched the hearing on Fox, and another 10 million plus watched on other channels. But the president's promoters don't let facts get in the way of a good fight.
This is stupid.
And this is what the president is hearing hour after hour and then repeating back to his followers on Twitter.
This was a hearsay hearing.
Today was a joke. It was a public joke, which I'm happy.
Stephanie Grisham picked up right where the TV talking heads left off.
It was all a sham, and it's going to be very easy for the rest of this week for us to fight back.
And Fox will be there to make it even easier.
Brian Stelter joins me now, along with Matt Lewis. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, good evening.
Evening.
Brian, a number of graphics on Fox on the screen were quotes from the president or Republican talking points. Is there any pretense of objectivity?
Look, I think on Fox, the president still gets the benefit of the doubt, even though he is lying through his Twitter teeth on a daily basis about the whistleblower and about the basic facts of this scandal. But the president's defenders on Fox, they are with him more strongly than ever before. And I think that's really crucial to understand as we all think about this impeachment inquiry. Even though the facts are damning against the president, his supporters on television are with him 1,000%. And that's why I think those clips are important, because even though it seems, you would think some of these defenders would be looking for the exits, looking for a gracious way out of this, but they are still with him 1,000%.
Matt, I want to bring you in because as part of their coverage, Tucker Carlson had on the White House press secretary, Stephanie Grisham, as a guest, which is, one should have the White House press secretary on as a guest. But here's the issue. She hasn't once held a press conference since taking the job in July, but then goes on Fox to recap impeachment hearing?
Yeah, I think that this is actually part of this weird trend where, political parties used to actually have power. They would help select the nominee, and they would be in charge of the propaganda and communications. And I think that really, as political parties have gotten weakened, it has been outsourced to places like Fox News. So you asked earlier in the tease, is there a difference? No. Fox News is actually the communications arm of the RNC.
Brian, there used to be a clear line between Fox's prime opinion shows and then their dayside shows. Did that change? It feels like it has changed. Am I wrong?
Yes, the line has eroded, and in some cases it's impossible to find. Full disclosure, I've been working on a book about Fox in the Trump age, and I've been talking to a lot of sources inside and outside Fox about this. They say, of course, Fox has always been conservative in its brand, but there were strong journalists behind the scenes, and many of those journalists have left. Most notably, most recently, Shepard Smith headed for the exits. Others have left as well. That's helped cause this erosion between the news and opinion sides. And frankly, the news side's been squeezed out, and that is to the president's benefit. The president doesn't want journalism on Fox. He wants these sycophants on Fox. He wants pro-Trump talking points on Fox, and that is what he's getting. And if he survives this impeachment process, it's going to be because of that.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, quickly, I want to ask you about this because you tweeted, you said about the upside-down nature of things. Now our former allies, the Kurds, are bad Vietnam vets, Purple Heart recipients like Ambassador Taylor, Robert Mueller, nerds, the Turkish attacks on Kurds in Syria, now sold as peace. How critical has Fox's role become in selling narratives like this?
Very, very important. This is very Orwellian. And I think, look, I'll just talk as someone who's a conservative columnist. We had yesterday two men who dedicated their lives to patriotism, to this country. Ambassador Taylor, a Vietnam veteran. These men have lived lives of dignity. They've lived very conservative lives. And they're being criticized by people like Donald Trump and Rush Limbaugh. Donald Trump, a former Democrat. I think they've got 6 wives between them. It's weird what happened to the conservative movement and who gets to say that they're a real conservative and who gets called a nerd or a deep state bureaucrat. It's not the Republican Party of Ronald Reagan.